What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now, I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Farrow from Monty and the Farrow, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monty and the Farrow. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Farrow. Later.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Farrow, seen only here out of Indie Music TV, out of Ronkonkoma, Long Island. And at the board, our favorite producer of all time, Jared.
Hey, how's it going?
Spidey, what up?
Jared, gotta give you a lot of props, man. Like, you stepped into the seat and you're like a master. And you took it very, like, you just knew what to do.
You're turning Matty Ice into Wally Pip. Do you realize that? You're Lou Gehrig, brother.
I'm
Good
very
job.
technologically inclined.
Did you go to school for it, or you just knew what to do?
No, I just know what to do.
Wow.
So
This
more
guy's
importantly,
smooth.
last week
Smooth.
we talked to Jared about the girl. Did you get laid last week, pal?
Oh, stop it.
No, I did not.
What a shame.
Jared, why are you disclosing this information? Don't feed into this man.
Guys our
What are you
age
doing?
look forward to hearing about guys what your age are doing,
Oh,
and you
this
failed
is-
us, Jared.
No, you didn't,
It's
Jared.
all right. I'll come back next week.
He'll come back. I like the way he rephrased that,
He's-
too.
he's on it, dude.
He's smooth, man.
He's on
He
it.
is smooth.
All right.
Good
He's got
job,
to
Spidey.
work out those Greg Gagne tennis legs, though.
Well, I think he should hit the courts and, tone them up even more. He's got tone. He's just got to keep going, that's all.
So want to tell people out there, want to thank you for joining us. I'm sorry, got the usual crew. Luce, welcome. RJ, welcome. Matthew, how are you? Phil,
What is up?
How
One and all.
are you?
What is up?
Phil, a lot of people asking, are you going to bring back Boston wrestling?
Really?
Yeah, it would be nice if Phil could.
Phil has the capabilities of doing so?
Yeah.
Go Phil.
Jason, how are you? The first lady of professional wrestling in the house. Our main man, ESO, how are you, buddy? Good to
What is
see
up?
you. Roy, also good to see you.
RB.
Jason, who else? Did I miss anybody? I don't know. So we're excited to have our guest, Mario Mancini. I don't want people to freak out. We had some sound problems, so we had to choose either video or sound.
Yeah.
We're going to choose sound.
And we're going to kick ass anyway.
And we'll kick ass
That's right.
anyway. But first, before we get to that special guest, we want to recognize the passing of indie wrestler Butcher Blackwell. Butcher Blackwell, I'll let the Farrow talk about him, but Butcher, we met when the show first started. One of our first professional wrestlers supposedly was the nephew of Crusher Blackwell from the AWA. So being new to the business, we were very, very, very excited.
Impressionable, I think.
Yes,
is
for sure,
is a
to
fair
have
word.
Mr. Blackwell on the show.
Yes.
And I'll let you take it from here, and then I'll weigh in.
Okay. First of all, rest in peace, Butcher Blackwell. We had a strange history with Butcher Blackwell. At first, because we were new to the business, we were impressionable, and Butcher being one of our first, if not the first, guest as a professional wrestler, we were pretty psyched to get our feet wet and get started. But we were a little wet behind the ears, to be fair, in the business, and we weren't sure yet as to how this business works as far as our roles go and our relationships with wrestlers. Butcher was a friend, and then Butcher, whether he meant to or not, kind of educated us. Whether he meant, and I don't think he meant to, but we were taking notes the entire time, and basically it turned out that a lot of wrestlers are not who they say they are. And this is not meant to be disrespectful at all. So for all those people jumping up and down, screw you. You didn't know the man the way we did. And if you did, you didn't know him the way we did with our dynamic. Basically, it got to the point where we felt like, look, we've always had goals. Always. We've always had foresight. So we wanted to get as big as possible and have as many big names as possible. And I think that at one point, Butcher got a little bit...
Well, if I could just jump in.
Yeah, please.
Pharaoh and I have always stayed loyal to people that we've met, whether it be our artists.
We've tried to,
right?
To be fair.
Or people that have helped us grow, right? Loyalty is a big thing to both of us.
Yeah.
So, Butcher, Donna Barber, welcome, my friend. Good to see you, too.
What's up, brother?
Butcher, we were loyal to him.
We were.
And when we were starting to find out that really...
The loyalty was not exactly being repaid?
Well,
or am I
let's
being
start
too
here.
rough?
We started to find out that you kind of laid... You didn't want to be disrespectful, but I'll say it.
Okay.
A lot of the stories were lies, right?
Yeah.
And
like not being related to Crusher.
Right. Which
that kind of upset me.
And then you start to find out
it's wrestling. I know.
He was an indie wrestler, and when the WWE went to Pennsylvania, instead of paying guys to travel back in that time,
correct,
they would bring guys from, like, say, the Monster
Local
Factory, and they would wrestle some opening cards, and that's how
right.
So you start to learn this stuff, and that really wasn't the big deal.
No.
What had happened was there was
the loyalty was the big deal.
There was a banner that Jared had put up. We had one of our first signings very early in the stages of the show, and we had Marty Jannetty. We all know Marty Jannetty. We're close with Marty Jannetty.
There you go, right there, folks. There it is. Yep.
Jannetty was there, and and again, I'm not, we'll talk to Jannetty. Will be in studio, by the way, guys, very shortly, on a Thursday night.
Cool.
So we'll get to talk about a lot of stuff, and we could even talk about this. But then this what started our arguments with Jannetty was that he was doing some stuff
Excellent.
with Blackwell in the bathroom while we had younger...
These are facts, by the way.
These are facts.
These are facts.
We had some younger children in the studio.
Yes, we did.
And we did not take kind to it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Our relationship quickly dampened with Mr. Blackwell, and I really didn't ever want to talk to him again.
I don't think either of us really did.
Well, I think there was one point where he called the show and we kind of made face, but it really it was kind of half-hearted, to be honest with you.
Understood.
So
damage had been done.
Obviously, we didn't want to see this gentleman pass away.
No.
But again, to keep it honest, there really was no love lost between. I'm not going to speak for you, but for me,
I agree.
There was no love lost for.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Butcher Blackwell.
But I will say this much: thank you, Butcher Blackwell, for unintentionally being a learning curve for us.
Right.
We learned from the experience, and we certainly adjusted. So for that, I give you props.
Sure.
Thank you for that. And in the beginning, before the nonsense, he's a fun guy. I had fun with him. We both genuinely liked him.
Yeah.
Until we saw that, maybe it's not being reciprocated really. So it was.
Again, it wasn't the point that he wasn't the wrestler he said he was. That wasn't the big deal.
Right.
It was
That
the big
still
deal.
pissed me off, though.
Yeah, sure.
To be honest,
it had to do with the lies and the continue.
Right.
Again,
and backing the wrong horses. But let's not get into that.
But my
Those
bigger
horses
problem
are all
was you
put out to
can't sit there
pasture.
and tell me how broke you are all the time, but then when Marty Jannetty comes in the studio, you find enough money to buy whatever.
Magic stuff.
Magic stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we'll call it magic stuff.
So,
Yeah.
Again,
Which didn't help Marty
and for
that
the
day
people
either,
who
by the
claim
way.
they were friends with Blackwell,
Okay.
right, because they didn't like this show, so they tried to befriend him,
Right.
And
Right.
they might be watching. They are watching the show. They're probably, how did you
Right.
talk about a guy that passed away like this? We're the only real thing that is really going on here. We're not going to sit there and bullshit, right? You guys, after you got done using the guy, you dumped him.
Where's your tributes to him too? By the way, you big mouths.
Well,
by the way.
Again,
Where
he
are
was
they?
used.
You know who we're talking to, too.
There's a bunch of them,
How you
right?
doing?
There was used.
What's happening?
Anyway, to move off it.
Who cares?
In the news, obese parents are likely to have obese or overweight children, as study says.
What, like that? Like that?
Like that.
Like in a piano case after you fucking expire?
Absolute.
Wow, that's rough.
A child with one or both obese parents will have an 80% chance of being obese, reveals a study.
Okay.
Being
I can see that.
overweight or obese is not only due to high calorie intake, but of biochemical genetic factors that play the role. Thoughts?
Well, why is there always a built-in excuse, by the way? Well, it's in my biogenetics. Have you seen what happened to Walter, or is it Gunter? You can't lose weight? You can lose weight. Especially if you're thinking about having a child. You don't put down the drumsticks?
I think
Or you just think they're fucked and they're going to inherit their genes? I mean,
think
what is this about not trying to keep
if
yourself
you're
in better
talking
shape?
about the kids,
Easy for me to say. I'm
it's a
anorexic.
learned habit, right?
Right.
You know, if your parents are eating a lot, you're going to learn to eat a lot.
Sure,
So
fair.
I think a lot of it is habit forming.
That's fine.
Definitely genes,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, but we've seen where guys who have a weight problem have found ways through hard work and perseverance.
I think everybody could agree it probably has to do with sustainability, though, just like
That's
anything
true.
else, right? So I mean, that's part
that's
of the
true.
problems that go on.
Okay, that's fine.
So speaking of overweight people, I was speaking to a friend of mine today, right?
Okay.
She's a female,
Okay.
and she has a 300-pound female friend.
Okay.
And she was talking about it, and we have 4th of July coming up. And by the way, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July.
Absolutely.
She was telling me that her friend wants to. She lives in a condo, and it's a condo of, can we say, beautiful people?
Marilyn Manson type?
Not like better than that. Like
The
built,
beautiful people?
beautiful,
The beautiful
people,
people.
right?
Okay.
And they hang out at the pool, and they live in this condo, and they all party together.
Shangri-La, and they're all good looking too.
Exactly.
I'm getting nauseous, but okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I am.
she's in a quandary because
She's in a quandary. Look at you.
A 300-pound friend wants to come to the pool, and she kind of doesn't want to introduce a 300-pound friend to the beautiful people because she thinks they'll look down on her for hanging around a 300-pound person.
Before I give you the Pharaoh's answer, is this someone who's going to yell at me behind the scenes?
No.
Shallow! God, is that shallow? Are you kidding me? I don't want my fat friend to be seen in front of Fifi and Roger and their sweaters. Oh, they're at the pool, I'm sorry. And their G-strings.
And their bikinis.
Get the F out of here. That's so shallow. I would have my fat friend show up and do a cannonball. Cannonball! Here comes Bertha! Boom! This is my friend Bertha. She rocks. You got a
So
problem?
let me ask you something.
What is going on
You're
here?
dating a girl,
Yeah?
right? And she's...
You think the Pharaoh's never dug a fat chick,
no,
by the way?
No, my point to you is this.
I have.
Right? You
Just saying.
You're
ahead.
dating a fat chick.
Okay.
Really fat.
Oh, okay.
You get along with her great.
Sure.
Great personality. You
She's
guys
probably
enjoy
awesome.
the same
She's
stuff.
probably a great person.
Do you really want to bring her out in public with you?
I could care less if I'm already with the fat chick and I'm already slipping the dip. I don't care. What? You've already. Why would you be? I'm embarrassed of DeFaro. I'm not. I'd be like, I'm with DeFaro. Jesus Christ, he's nuts. You know what I mean? Come on, stop it. You're proud of who you're with. It doesn't matter whether they're built like a pear or built like a freaking pickle. What's the difference?
So the key word shallow.
I think it's amazingly shallow. It's the shallow end of the kiddie pool, and someone drained the water, and you just went in and hit your head.
Terrible.
It's awful.
If anyone to know, that is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Farrow.
Who am I in trouble with?
We want to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monty the Pharaoh and Jimmy Farrow, along with his partner Bart Griggs,
Bart,
make up
man.
the band Wisteria Hall.
No more high notes.
Our own Jimmy Farrow and Bart Griggs sing such songs as "In My Dreams," "This Life," "Not Far Behind," "Here Comes the Rain." You can find their music
Riding High.
on the.
Did you say Riding High?
I'm not up to that yet.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Dude, I do the script every
Yeah,
week.
I know.
Even
You'd
people
think I'd
watching
have
know
it memorized.
You would have it memorized.
You would
by
think
now.
I would by
I threw
now.
you off, though, because I kind of did a little twist.
Yeah, you did.
I did on purpose.
Oh, God. Set up.
Not far behind it, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page.
Tune in.
Download it on Spotify, Apple Music, or Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
And catch the theme song from Monty the Pharaoh, Riding High.
There we go.
One of the best songs around.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monty the Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monty the Pharaoh YouTube page and Monty the Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch TV, and channel 115 every Tuesday at 9:30 and 11:30. Again, Saturday Night
Where
Live.
the ratings are destroying AEW Rampage.
Which they are. And Channel
They are.
20, Tuesdays at 1 a.m. Again, I want to thank Amazon Music. We're on every kind of deal, and that's due to the people that support us that I named at the beginning of the show,
Absolutely.
and many more.
Absolutely.
We are totally humbled.
Thank
So
you.
anyway, we're going to go to commercial break. Hang in there. The great Mario Mancini will be with Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast after this.
We shall. We.
In the mood for a freshly roasted cup of coffee? www.offtherailscoffeeroasters.com.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
You want to star in your own success? Call QuickCast. www.quickcast.com. 866-7-CAST-NOW. That's 866-7-CAST-NOW. QuickCast.
Start your own success.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte DeFaro, seen only here out of Indie Music TV, where we've got our special guest, Mr. Mario Mancini. Mario, how are you, my friend?
Good, brother. How are you?
Thanks for coming on and joining us. Mario, one thing I wanted to say is, when I hear the name Mario, I think about Inglourious Bastards when they introduce themselves as the Italian guys. You ever see that movie?
No, I never have.
Well, I just want to speak to you like I want to be like, Mario Mancini.
Mario?
Mario Mancini. And I'm Italian. I could do that, right? It's all good.
There you go.
Listen, you're allowed.
Yeah.
So, Mario, what's been going on with your life? You were telling me you're running your own independent organization. Can you tell the fans about that?
Well, yeah, I own Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling out of East Haven, Connecticut, and I'm there with Paul Roma, Big Steve Tracy, and Paul Perez. All four of us former WWE. Some of us more successful than others, Roma. Yeah, we had a big show last night at the Cadillac Ranch in Southington, Connecticut. We're going back September 25th. Everybody had a good time, except me, because when I brought the U-Haul back, I took too hard of a left, and I kind of crunched the plastic on the side of the U-Haul, so that wasn't fun. So I took out the insurance. So, needless to say, Roma said, "You're never driving the U-Haul again."
Mario, how difficult have you found it to be running a wrestling promotion compared to being a wrestler back in the day?
Well, listen, as Roma, I had Danny Davis there last night because he's my brother, and TJ Strongbow was my second father.
Oh.
So I was really close to Chief. And if I was that close to Chief, Danny Davis was even closer. So he's the closest thing I have to Strongbow that's alive, because that's how close he was to. And we were just doing Strongbow all night. We were back on our heels, up on our toes, with our hands folded across our stomachs. Looking down our nose. Calling everybody Mr. Davis. We were doing Chief all night. So Danny came down last night, gave the guys a great speech about the business, talked to the guys after their matches, critiqued them, and, when we were with the WWE, we just didn't go in there with our bags, lace our boots, got out the wrestle, and leave. We watched everything, so... as Davis said to me last night, he goes, "I'm not saying this just because it's you. This is the best independent wrestling show as far as production, attitude, behavior I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of them. You and Roman do really well. Well, it's like this. If you want to learn how to hit a baseball, right? And listen, I own an independent wrestling company. I am independent pro wrestlers, and I respect as one of my closest brothers. You want a crazy guest. You want somebody off the wall. The Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, as he says, he respects anybody and everybody who's ever stepped through those ropes and has gone into the ring, and so do I. But it's a little different when you're coming from the New York Yankees, and now you're managing the Mississippi Mud Flappers.
Sure.
So, you know what I mean? It's
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of different, but we're still trying to teach these kids how to work in the major leagues. Now, that being said, I graduated high school June 20th, 1984. The next day, I turned 18 on June 21st. And July 31st, I turned pro 40 days later.
Damn.
So,
Wow.
My first match was July 31st against Greg Valentine in the Poughkeepsie Hudson Civic Center. So I went straight from wrestling school. It's like going to the major leagues from high school.
Right.
I had no double A or
Right.
double A. So
You're-
we only know what we know.
Right.
And with that being said, if that same 18-year-old Mario Mancini existed today and had that hunger and passion and desire to be a professional wrestler with the WWE today, we could say, hey, thanks for stopping by. Go get a day job, because I don't have the ability that today's wrestlers have. So I was a ground and pound guy after Bruno Sammartino, and Don Morocco and Paul Orndorff. No, I was no Superfly Snook, but I was a good. If they ever gave me the opportunity, except ever had the opportunity to display it, because basically, when you were kids, or watching me on TV on a Saturday morning, if you went, shit, I ran out of milk. If you got up and got a glass of milk, my match was over. So you can't, you can't get a good gauge of how good of a wrestler I was when I was on TV. But what made me feel good were the house matches, when I'd be walking to my car, and there was always a few fans that stopped and said, Mario,
There you go.
we have your autograph. And I go, yeah, I'd sign your autograph. And always one guy would go, man, you can wrestle.
There you go.
I go, yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Well, back in those days, you were a specialist. I mean, it is what it is. But I wanted to ask you, Greg the Hammer Valentine's like probably my favorite from those days. What was he like? How did he treat you? And how did the top enhancement, being an enhancement guy, how did the top players treat you as, somebody who was always putting everybody over for them?
Well, let me tell you something. Such a great question. And what you asked me is one of my greatest wrestling stories. And you know what? Every time I see Hammer, first of all, I got to have a cheesecake for him. 'Cause that's my thing. That's my hobby. I make 46 different flavors of cheesecake.
Oh.
Between him and Demolition, I go through 8 pounds of cheesecake. So
Okay.
So Hammer sees me, goes, tell me a story. So all right, sit back, because this is a long story. So myself, I don't know if these names are going to ring a bell to you. Myself, AJ Petrucci,
Okay.
Dave Barbie, and Seth Cohen, who worked as Robbie Parliament,
Okay.
we're ripe, and we're ready to go. So Tony Altomar taught us.
Tony Altomar. There we go.
Tony Altomar was tag team partner with Lou Albano. They were the Sicilians.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
When we went to wrestling school, he talked just like Mickey. Didn't look a thing like him. He goes, and before he would talk, he goes, listen, you guys are friends, so you're sparring with each other. When you enter that ring against somebody you don't know, you're going to apply this stuff. You're looking to hurt someone. We said, we nodded our heads like bobbleheads. We said, okay. Kayfabe was alive and well, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now I go to Poughkeepsie. I'm downstairs in the dressing room. Gorilla Monsoon screams my name out. Now, I'm really not used to my name yet, so I'm not answering. Now, you guys know my real last name. It's a pain in the neck. So, my mother's maiden name is Mancini. So, he just stuck Mario in front of my mother's maiden name, which brought my mother to tears when I told her what my wrestling name was. So Jones goes, "Isn't that you?" I go, "Who?" He goes, "Mario." Yeah, that's me. So I go up to Gino, and he goes, "Sign this contract." I go, "Do I need a lawyer to look at that contract?" He goes, "Now, if you want to sign this contract,
Okay.
you sign it or not?"
Right.
I said, "Where do I sign it?" So now I go back. Tony puts his arm around me. He goes, "Kid, come here." He goes, "This is Chief Jay Strongbow. Now, I've been watching wrestling since I was 7 in 1973. So I wanted to look at Tony and go, really? No kidding. There's no kidding, it's Chief Jay Strongbow." I said, "Hi, Mr. I'll do my 18-year-old voice. I go, "Hi, Mr. Strongbow. What do you need me to do?" He goes, "See that chair over there? I need you to sit in it and shut up." I said, "Okay."
In half a mile,
So now
keep left.
Now he calls me up. He goes, "Hey, kid." I said, "Yeah, Chief." He goes, "Go talk to Valentine." I go, "What am I going to talk to Valentine for?" He goes, "You're working with him." I go, "I'm wrestling him?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Is this title shot or non-title shot?" Because he's the Continental Champion.
Oh, boy.
So now he
Okay.
gives Altamar side eye. I said, "'Cause you know what, Chief?
Keep left.
I'm a good wrestler. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat Valentine today."
Okay.
He gives the side eye to Tony. "Go talk to Valentine." I go, "I'm not going to talk to him. I'm wrestling him."
Oh,
Tony
boy.
puts his arm around me,
Stay 6 miles.
and he goes, "Go talk to Valentine." I said, "All right." So now I walk up to the hammer. I go, "Hi, I'm Mario Mancini. I'm wrestling. I'm not working with you. I'm wrestling you." So Valentine goes, he looks up because he was lacing his boot. You know, he looks up. He goes, "How old are you?" I go, "I just turned 18 last month, like Lurch from the Addams Family." He goes, "How many matches? You go, how many matches have you had?" I go, "This is my first professional match." He goes,
Oh, my God.
He goes, "Listen to me. Keep your legs as loose as you can, like wet noodles." He goes, "The stiffer you keep your legs, you're going to hurt yourself. I'm not going to hurt you.
Okay. Okay.
When I slap that figure 4 on you, my stomach drops, my heart breaks, and I go, I got to lose. This is a setup. This is a setup. I got to lose."
You really were brand new.
Well, yeah. I
Oh,
gotta
my
lose,
God.
Right? I go, so now I think really quick for a kid. I go, do I get a comeback? And Valentine goes, "Oh, you want to come back?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'll give you one. After you submit to the figure 4 leg lock, get off the canvas and come back to the dressing room."
Oh, my God. By the way, Mary, I got to throw this in. When you met Chief Jay Strongbow, did you sense that there might be some Italian in that Indian?
Well, you see, I found out that night because Tony, to make me feel better, for Tony to make me feel better, Altamar goes, "Listen, Chief's Sicilian, so don't make him look bad." I said, "I thought he was Indian." He goes, "He's part Indian. His mother's Indian. His father's Sicilian." I said, "Okay." So I drove Chief crazy for about 6 to 8 months. The way I got close to him was, that was July 31st, 84. Then August 9th of 84, Terry Garvin calls me. I love Garvin's voice. "Mario." I go, "Yeah, Terry." Goes, "I need you in West Warwick, Rhode Island tonight for a house show." I said, "Okay." So I go to West Warwick, Rhode Island. It's an amphitheater, one of those partially opened amphitheaters. So I go in there, and Chief's the agent. I go, "Hi, Mr. Strongbow." He goes, "Hey, kid, get dressed." I said, now I got to try to get smart, right? Who am I working with, Mr. Strongbow? He goes, Dr. D. David Schultz.
Oh,
boy.
good luck.
I
Good, good luck. That match come with a first aid kit?
David and I have so much love for each other, too.
He's awesome. We have met him.
He just texted me today. He goes, "Boy, I can't wait to see you in Hamburg, PA next month." I said, "Yeah, Doc, I'll be there." So I go up to Doc. We go over the match. I go in there. Match is going well. We're going 17 minutes. I'm 18. I can go 117 minutes, right? He's got me in a headlock. He's tickling my neck a little bit. I go, "This guy's a nice guy, you know." Calls a couple spots. I outsmart him.
Tickling your neck?
Tickling my, like with his
I got you.
He's like,
I got you.
tickling my neck.
Oh, my God.
So, he starts getting the heat up on me, and he goes, "Move, boy." And I moved on the elbow, and that was time for my comeback. So he's getting up on his knees, on his feet. He's backing into the corner turnbuckle. So I was very comfortable, gentlemen, very comfortable with my stomach punches. They were very good. And I had him in the corner, and I was punching him in the stomach. He goes, "The face, boy, the face." So I come with a roundhouse.
Oh, boy.
Him on the side of the neck, like a good pro wrestler does. For some reason, he put his left arm up. It kicked off his arm, and I punched him in the face. He met me with a straight right and broke my nose in 2 places.
Oh, boy.
Ew.
So if you take your finger and put it on the bridge of your nose, there's a little gap. You can't really hit your eyeballs. My finger was dead flush against my eyeballs. His knuckle went right into the bridge of my nose.
Oh. Oh.
I looked like Rocky Marciano, so...
Nice. Wow.
I was on Queer Street, politically... Listen, ladies and gentlemen, politically correct wrestling lingo. That means
Right.
my head was in a haze.
Which way did he go?
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I got you.
Now I'm yelling on the way back to the restroom. Did I mess up the match? Was the match okay? Did I mess up the match? And I felt somebody grab me by the back of the hair and drag me. And it was Strongbow yanking me in the dressing room and goes, "Will you shut up? Are you out of your mind?" And he looked at my nose. He went, "Oh."
Okay.
Oh, shit. Oh, kid.
Right.
And he gave Schultz a dirty look.
Keep left.
And he looked back at this is how Chief was.
Interesting. Okay.
When the Chief was upset, he didn't talk.
Really?
He
Okay.
just stared at you, and he'd go like this.
Right. Yeah, he's sizing you up. Yeah.
So now he's looking at my face, and he's going, "Oh." And he's looking over at Schultz, and he's going, He's looking back at me, going,
Keep left.
He goes, "You okay, kid?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." He goes, "You don't look fine. You gonna be able to drive home?" I go, "Yep, I'm fine." He goes, "You don't look fine." I go, "I'm great, Chief." So, I went home. I went to the hospital the next day. I got it reset. I was packed up to my nose. I'm laying on the couch, watching TV. The phone rings. My mother picks it up, and she goes, "Dr. D's on the phone for you." So I pick up the phone. I go, "Hello."
In half a mile,
He goes,
straight onto I-94.
"What's going on, boy?" He goes, "Sorry about your nose. Your face got in the way of my face."
Yeah, what's your face doing there anyway? It definitely got in the way.
He goes, "We okay, boy?" I said, "Yeah, Doc, we're fine." He goes, "You know hard feelings?" I go, "It's not badminton, Doc. We're not playing horseshoes."
Of course. Of
He
course.
goes, "I young kid, one tough son of a bitch. Good for you. Good for you. I said, thanks, Doc. I'll see you at TV. So I go to TV, and I'm still packed up to my brain. So the chief goes, what are you doing here? I said, I'm here to work. I said, you can't even tell. I don't have any black and blues left. I just got a little stuff under my eyes, a little purple. He goes, you still impacted? I said, yeah. He goes, you can only breathe out of your mouth? I go, yeah. He goes, I'm not putting you out there. I said, then don't put me out there. So I go way in the back of the dressing room in the bathroom, and I start picking up my nose. And it was like Houdini. I mean, I don't know how I got all this stuff up there. It wouldn't stop coming out. It was blue, green, purple. It was like a magic show. It was like dun 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 dun. It wouldn't stop coming out. So finally, I got it all out. And so finally I got it all out, and I went back to Strongbow, and I did a deep breath to show him that my nose is clear. He goes, you're one crazy son of a bitch. You know that, kid?
Yeah, you kind of are, but I agree with the chief.
I said, Chief, put me on the board. Put me on the board. Work me all 3 hours if you want. Put me on the board. I want to wrestle.
There you go.
You see, I broke into the wrestling business. People today break in to the entertainment business.
Understood.
I broke into the wrestling business.
Sure.
So let me ask you this, Mario. So you're this young kid. It's 83, 84, right? You have this whole vision of what wrestling's supposed to be. During right in the beginning of your time, basically, the Nancy Argentina situation happens with Snuka. How does that affect you? Like having this, this young feeling, being a pro wrestler, and all of a sudden seeing this dark side of what's going on. What kind of effect did that have on you?
Do you guys watch my other interviews?
No,
Because
sir.
you're asking great questions.
I don't watch any interviews.
Wait a minute. There's other interviewers?
Go ahead, Mario.
ahead.
Sorry, we could.
Now there's this back.
Gotcha.
So I walk into the arena, right? Now Snuka's got this big thing going with Piper.
Prepare to keep right after 2 miles.
Right? Got the coconut thing, big thing with Piper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I walk into the arena, I'll be honest with you, I forgot where.
Okay.
I want to say it was Baltimore for some reason.
All right.
And the Tonga kid is cutting a promo.
Ah.
And he's going, Piper! Piper! So I go up to Chief and I go, hey, Chief! He goes, what? I go, why is the Tonga kid screaming Piper? Where's Snuka? He goes, mind your business.
Oh.
I go, where's Snuka? He goes, I don't know where Snuka is. I go, but you changed the angle right in the middle. I go, the story you changed. Well, how come you got replaced? He goes, I don't know. Shut up.
There you go.
I go, okay. And it took maybe 3 days
Mm-hmm.
before somebody had to lean over in my ear and go, Snuka. I said, no. And they go, rough sex. I go, oh, what's wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing as long as your pulse is still going.
I go, what's wrong with that? He goes, she's dead. I went, oh.
Oh, shit.
I said, get away from me, man. I don't want to know that. I don't want to hear that. Get away from me. Don't tell me that.
Right.
Get away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, that's just a thing. Things like that, when they come out in the newspaper, Jimmy Snuka for murder, I mean, I actually thought the authorities knew back then, and Vince just got him out of it.
Okay.
I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, they didn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just like watching Legends House. I never watched the show, but somebody told me about it, so I YouTubed it.
Okay.
What was that, like 5 years ago or something?
It was quite a while ago. Roddy Piper howling at the moon, right?
Yeah. So like Pat Patterson You know, that 35 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Oh boy.
He's always, and everybody's like all choked up at the table. I'm like, what is going on here?
So, Mario, I just want to hammer this home. Are you telling me that they all knew all those years ago, and they're all like, "Oh my God, you really are"? So this is a bunch of bullshit.
Some of them had tears in their eyes.
Yeah, this is a bunch of bullshit. There we go.
The only one that really couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
The only one that really couldn't hold it.
Okay.
Was the look on his face was my dear brother, close as could be. Like to get him on a three-way right now.
Okay.
Mr. USA Tony.
Hey, Tony.
He was the only one that really couldn't keep that poker face.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Tony had a look on his face like, man, I need to be home on my couch.
There you go. There you go.
So, yeah, you know,
So they're totally putting us over. Here we are, the marks at home, the nerdy fans at home are eating this up. I can't believe it. Look at the reaction, and it's all a bunch of BS. Is that what you're telling us?
no. Listen, I met Louie. Let me tell you something. Louie was a fantastic human being.
Okay.
I mean, one of the best people I've ever met in my life, Louie. He really was. He talked wrestling psychology with me for 45 minutes one night. And I looked at SD Jones and I go, SD, that guy's about 5'2", but he knows everything about wrestling, and he's so smart. I go, who the hell was that? He goes, that's Pat's wife, Louie.
Wow.
So I go up to Pat and I go, hey Pat, Louie just taught me a lot right now.
Drive 3 miles.
He goes, that's good, Mario, that's good. I go, he's fantastic. He goes, you got to see his vegetable garden. He goes, that guy knows how to grow some.
Check out those cucumbers. I mean, what's going on here? His vegetable?
You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, I say the same thing. In case you can't tell, yeah, I've done 100 of these things, and you know what? The worst thing I hate is bullshit. I don't like that. So, do I think Pat Patterson was a genius? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I think he had one of the greatest wrestling minds?
Yeah.
In wrestling history?
Oh yeah.
You better believe it.
Damn straight. Yep.
You better believe it. Did he contribute a lot to bring this business to its heightened level? Absolutely.
And an amazing career too. Amazing in ring.
A great worker in the ring.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
Keep left after 2
I
miles.
despise what he did outside of those talents. I despise.
Are you? So does the same fall for like a Terry Garvin? You mentioned him earlier.
You know what? It's so funny. You know that broke my heart. That broke my heart. Terry Garvin. If it wasn't for Terry Garvin, Mario Mancini would have had all those house shows.
Really?
If it wasn't for Terry Garvin, okay? I love Terry Garvin. He loved me. I walk into that dressing room and he go, Mario, quesadilla, sit down. Let's talk. We, talk about growing up, childhood, everything like that. We'd sit, we'd laugh, he'd tell me jokes. We had a layover in Texas one time. He came walking through the airport with this huge case of barbecue sauce on his shoulders. I go, Terry, what are you doing? He goes, did you ever have this barbecue sauce? It's the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste in your life. I go, no, I never have. He was just a fantastic person, a very nice person. And I felt so embarrassed when somebody went, he's getting it. I go, no way.
Well, that's one thing, Mario. But what about the conduct when it was revealed later what he, was rumored to be doing?
The Barry O stuff?
No, the Ring Boy scandal.
The Ring Boy
stuff, right?
scandal.
Him and Mel Phillips. I mean,
Listen, I apologize. You guys are talking about
Keep left
the cream team.
Oh.
My heart was broken. I couldn't believe it. And you know what? I I never knew that about Mel Phillips, but I'll tell you one thing. So, I was in love with my high school sweetheart, and I ended up marrying her
Okay.
for a whole 11 months.
Okay.
And
Keep left.
she cheated on me with a highlight player.
Highlight play. Oy.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
he's
dun,
killing
dun,
me
dun,
here.
dun, 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 dun. She cheated on me with a highlight player.
Oh my God.
He's got.
I've been having fun with a Cessna or something, but listen, I was no angel on the road, so whatever.
Okay.
I was
Yeah. Okay.
I was 20 years old.
Sure. Sure.
So,
Gotcha.
so I go in the dressing room with my wedding ring on, and Mel would go, "What do you got there?" I go, "It's my wedding ring, Mel. I got married." He goes, "Marriage never works." I go, and "You're talking to a guy now who's 56, whose parents were married for 65 years."
Right.
So he's like, "Marriage doesn't work." I go, "Mel, why are you so against marriage?" He goes, "Yeah, it just doesn't work." And I'm young, so this shit's not hitting me, guys.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I'm not putting it together.
Right.
And then this stuff comes out, and I'm like, oh,
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
But listen, the Terry Garbage stuff broke my heart because
Here's to keep left.
there was
To I-95.
that guy.
After 1.8
That guy never gave any indication. He never made a pass toward me.
Okay.
He never gave any innuendo toward me. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. Zilch. Nothing.
Were you shocked? Were you shocked back then that nobody like a?
Listen, to say I was shocked is an understatement. Now, I knew about Pat.
Okay.
Everybody knew about Pat.
Okay.
Everybody even knew about the boys that Pat was. When I say I mean wrestlers, not ring boys.
What,
Pat was with.
Mario? Were things so tight? Were things so tight-lipped back then that a guy like superstar Billy Graham or Bruno Sammartino, they had no problem going on Donahue after they were mad at Vince and adding to the ring boy stuff. How come nobody of higher prominence or power in the card themselves try to say something about this?
Well, listen. I'll say it again. Vince McMahon is professional wrestling.
Agreed.
He is the business.
Agreed.
So
Him and may his father rest in peace are the business of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. He is a genius. A genius. He is the ringmaster. He is the genius. He put everybody out of business.
Agreed. So is this you can't fight City Hall? Is that the bottom line? People just stay tight-lipped because they're holding...
Here's the thing, though. Just like Pat, thank you, Derek. I don't agree what he did outside the wrestling business, and listen, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys not going in a certain direction because
Sure.
I've had a lot of stress for the past week.
Sure.
But as I said, I just had enough. Back then I was a kid with a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm 56, and the only dream I have is, I hope I can get it up tonight.
right.
Oh, my God.
So,
Okay. Okay.
you know what? You go through your life and you shut up. And I try to keep the strong ball rule. I don't want Chief rolling over in his grave.
Sure. Sure.
But you just keep your mouth shut. You go along with your life. You know what you know, and you keep your mouth shut.
Understood.
But at one point, guys, it starts getting flaunted, no?
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Mario, on this point,
And it doesn't stop.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is, when there's a superstar Billy Graham, which at that time probably was too old and too injured with his hips to work,
Mm-hmm.
you still out of Bruno Sammartino, which is the reason why I became a pro wrestler.
I could see that. Okay.
Was because of Bruno Sammartino.
Sure.
And I had the privilege of working at Independence Show in 1999, where Bruno was acting as the commissioner, and I got to sit down with him for over an hour. And
Wow.
when I was done with him,
Wow.
when I spilled my guts to him about my whole life and what he meant to me,
Mm-hmm.
he looked at me and said, "Mancini, I wish you were my son."
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
So, I still get goosebumps just saying it to you. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
Bruno was everything to me, and I told him not to his face. I said I used to get in fights on the blacktop in school. I'd knock a kid down, and my friends would go, "Get on him! Get on him! Get on him!" And after the fight, they'd say, "You know, why didn't you get on him? Why you wait for him to get up to hit him again?" I go, "That's dirty. Bruno wouldn't do that. Guy was down. You don't get on a guy who's down."
Wow.
I would mention Bruno Sammartino.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
he was, everybody loved Reggie and Roger Staubach, and
Mhm.
for me it was Bruno.
I understand.
So,
Absolutely.
so a guy like Bruno, you know, you watched all the talk shows, and he's yelling at Vince and he stayed away from the WWE for a long time. He went into the Hall of Fame because Triple H begged him.
Right.
And he genuinely liked Triple H. And let's face it, the million didn't hurt either.
Of course
So,
not. Yep.
Back then, Bruno still had juice. I mean, I don't know why he didn't come forward earlier. Maybe because David was there.
Right.
You know, his son was there maybe, but his son wasn't there that long.
Mm-hmm.
Before I actually witnessed the argument he had with Vince McMahon that night, and he took his bag and looked at me and Les Thornton and said, "Take care, guys." I never saw him again.
What was the argument? I mean, how much detail can you give? This is between Bruno and Vince Sr.?
Listen, I can give you
Or Junior?
full detail.
Junior.
So here's the deal. I don't remember why. I don't. But
Okay.
Les Thornton and David Sammartino came to my front steps to pick me up. They came to my house to pick me up in Milford. How I got them to do that or why they did, I don't know. We were going to Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
So, like a good Italian son, I hugged and kissed my mother goodbye. And
I'd say you're a nice Jewish boy, but I can't say that. Go on.
yeah, I went to the car. David was in the back seat, like driving Miss Daisy.
Okay.
Lex is driving the car. So, I put my bag in the trunk. I get in the front seat. I shake David's hand. That's first and foremost, always. I shake David's hand. I shake Les's hand. Les and I are friends now after he stretched me out and made me scream for my mother because I had D. Jones. So, we start driving. Nobody's saying anything in the car. No one.
Okay.
So I got my head. Now I'm a little savvy now. Now I'm getting a little seasoned. So I got my head straight ahead. My face is straight out the windshield. And my side eye's on Les. And when I look at Les through my side eye, he's looking at me with a side eye. And I'm like, okay. I go, "David, what's up?" "Nothing." I go, "What's the matter? Hear about last night?" I go, "No." Neidhart went over with my finish. I go, "So?" He goes, "What do you mean, so? You can't do that, Mario. You can't use somebody else's finish." I go, "Well, it's Neidhart. It's not like Jake Roberts power slam somebody." Bullshit. They're sending me a message. I go, "They're not sending you anything." Bullshit. I look over. Now I can look at Les instead of giving a side eye because I'm turned talking to David in the back seat. Les is still giving me a side eye. I won't say anything. We get the TV. Les and I take a seat. David beelines for Vince. His arms are flying all over the place. Vince is kind of shrugging his shoulders. His hands are going. David's hands start flopping around even more. He's pointing at Vince. Vince has his hands out. He's shrugging his shoulders. David bends down, picks up his bag, puts it over his shoulder, walks by and said, "Take care, guys." Never saw me.
Wow.
Never saw me.
Wow.
Mario, Farrell and I are really big fans of Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Forget about wrestling, just outside as an
Yeah,
American.
just in general. Yeah.
Is Vince McMahon, forget about being a great promoter and great for wrestling. In Mario Mancini's eyes, is Vince McMahon a good human being or not?
I don't think I could answer that fairly because the only time I've ever been exposed to him is in the dressing room and in meetings in arenas. I only had hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 one-on-one interactions with him. Do you want them?
Sure.
Okay. First interaction. Tony Altomar worked for the office. He got fired for stealing a concession. That was his job for the company. He was in charge of concessions.
Okay.
Selling T-shirts on the side.
Ooh.
Him and Abe Lincoln. You guys remember Abe Lincoln?
A little before my time, but sure.
There was this little guy that put up the ring. He was like 5 foot.
Oh, I thought you meant the real Abe. Never mind. Sorry.
He was like 5 foot.
Okay.
Son of a bitch with the spitting image of Abe Lincoln.
Really? Okay.
Listen, the spitting image
Right.
of Abe Lincoln.
That's funny because Abe Lincoln was in real life very tall. This guy's very short but looks like Abe. Okay. I got you.
So his name, I never knew his real name. He just called him Abe Lincoln.
Honest Abe. Okay.
So Abe Lincoln got fired with Tony.
Okay. He wasn't so honest.
I got nervous. Tony brought me into the business.
Mm-hmm.
So Vince came down between tapings. I said, I'm sorry, Mr. McMahon, can I have a word with you, please? He said, yeah. I said, I'm not a thief. And I wasn't raised that way. My parents didn't raise me that way. I earn everything I get. And I don't steal. I'm not a thief. And I don't want to be associated like that because I know he brought me into the business. And I don't want to pay for his sins. He goes, don't worry about it, Mario. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I said, okay. The second interaction was in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. When I went outside the dressing room in 85 or 86, went around the corner where the steel barricades were,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to pick up a couple of ring rats.
Nice.
I was sitting there and they were smiling, and I had a hot one. I go, you come over to Peace Bridge with me? I go, how old are you? She's like 22.
Okay.
I'm like 19.
Nice.
But you know how I would get them? I go, I remember Paul Roma. It was so easy.
Oh, jeez.
Stop.
Unbelievable.
So easy.
Unbelievable. Those ring rats, man. Unbelievable.
I'm like, Roma, just give me what.
Were you what were you like? What were you like, a fluff boy or something?
Yeah, I was a fluffer. Just give me your leftovers, man.
Oh, my God.
We warm them up for you, Roma.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's like eight, nine people there, and I'm smiling and I'm doing my thing, right? And all of a
Uh
Thank you.
oh.
It was Vince.
Uh-oh.
And I go, Vince? He goes, Mario, are you here to work
Uh-oh.
or are you here to get laid? I
Oh.
go,
Oh.
I try to do both.
That's a good answer. Did he like that answer?
He said, every time I see you outside the dressing room, I'm going to fine you $100. I went sprinting into the dressing room, slammed the door open. I almost knocked Morocco out.
He didn't like that answer, then, I guess. Oh, boy.
And Roma goes, what's wrong with you? I go, I was outside, but the groupies, I was trying to get somebody to come back to the room. Vince came out, and he goes, just stay in here.
Hey.
The third interaction. now I'm salty. Now I'm salty, so now I'm calling him Caesar, because that was his nickname, Caesar.
Okay.
Because he was the ruler of the empire.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I go, Caesar, can I talk to you for a minute? What, Mario? I said, can I have a doll?
What?
He goes, you want a doll?
An action figure?
Yeah. I go, yeah.
Okay.
He goes, what's so special about yours?
Picks up ring rats?
I said,
I'm sorry. I can't help it, Mario.
it comes with a groupie.
Yeah.
That's what
No, they're sold separately.
the groupie's got to be sold separately.
The Mario Mancini action figure, ring wrap sold separately.
Play set not included. Play set not included. There you go.
No.
Okay.
So I go, listen, my doll comes with 2 paramedics, a stretcher,
That's perfect. I like it.
That's what he said. He laughed and he went, I love that.
Yeah. That's great.
And he never did.
Oh,
He never did. I guess he just liked the joke. Hey.
they should have had the Paul Roma Mario Mancini twin pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Romo was a woman and me on my knees with my hands together.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. What, with a little sign? Can I have some? I mean, what is this?
Oh, Mario.
That's rough.
Let me tell you something.
That is rough.
It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy there. I go on YouTube and look at my videos,
Uh-huh.
and I look at the comments,
Uh-huh.
and one dude put out there, he goes, who can't forget Mario Mancini with his porn stash and his peachy white skin? He goes, you think this dude could have got a little sun every now and then?
Oh my God! That doll would have sold millions. Millions.
I had that Ron Jeremy stash going on.
There
Oh, you know what? Looking at a picture right now, you do. You do look
Yeah.
like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
How do you look at?
He's better than.
A mustache is the only thing I have of Ron Jeremy.
Oh
Hey,
man.
look. You know what? Who does?
Oh,
Mario, I want to thank you for joining the show.
Oh, my God.
Thank you at such short notice. You were fantastic. We're gonna hit you with something called the Pharaoh's Final Question. I don't know what this dude's gonna ask. It's off script, so he's gonna have at it. I hope you can handle it. You ready, Pharaoh?
what am I going to ask him? His favorite brand of peanut butter?
I don't know.
Is that what's happening?
Go
here?
ahead.
Oh my Lord, Mario, you told us a lot about your early days and. Your first match with Valentine, and, I'm here to wrestle you, and what do you mean I'm going to lose, and all this other stuff. Were you ever disappointed that you didn't get further on the card?
Oh my God, heartbroken. Heartbroken because in 1980, my sister called me into the house. I was actually outside at a quarter of acre in the backyard. I was outside with my best friend. I was in the 8th grade. We had a tent outside. It was during the summer. And we were in the tent, and we had like a sophomore in high school there, and she was lifting her shirt for us. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And my sister called and said, Lenny, you gotta come in here. So Vince was sitting in an empty arena with Bruno, and he goes, Bruno, you have something to say to the fans? And he goes, my last match will be in Shea Stadium against George Animal Steel, then I'm retiring. And I looked at my family at 1980 at 14. I said, I'm going to wrestle for the WWF. I'm going to wrestle. And my brother, Bob, ironically, who ended up paying for wrestling school for me,
Okay.
looked at me and said, "Are you out of your mind?" I said, "No, I'm going to be a pro wrestler." He goes, "Yeah, you're going to catch for the Yankees too." I go, "I might do that too because there's a good ball player." So I wanted to be the next Bruno Sammartino.
Sure.
I was the next Frank Williams. How do you think I felt? Go ahead, next question.
Well, wait a minute. Frankie Williams should be in the Hall of Fame, and he should be one of your heroes. I love Frankie Williams.
You're right. I'm sorry. No disrespect, Frankie. Rest in peace.
There you go.
Right.
That's right. Frankie, what do you feel about some of those guys from the day, like a Frankie Williams or, some of the other jobbers? They don't get enough respect, in my opinion.
Well, first of all, how do you
don't.
like? What do you think about when people use the word jobbers? Is that offensive to you?
I prefer it.
Okay.
Call me a jobber, please.
Okay.
Don't call me an enhancement talent.
Yeah.
I'm not a human Viagra.
There you go.
I'm not a human Viagra.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what? Watch the Seinfeld show. Watch all four of them at a booth. There's a guy with a little white hat on and an apron wiping down the counter while they make jokes. He enhances the scene. I like to think of myself as a little more than that.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
you know what I mean? I'm a jobber. Call me a jobber.
For sure.
Well, Mario, I want to thank you again.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Maybe
Very
eventually we'll get to meet each other in person.
That would be cool.
Again, you want to talk about your wrestling school real quick so the fans can that your wrestling organization. I'm sorry.
It is Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling. It is at 662 Co Avenue in East Haven, Connecticut. I teach on Mondays. Roman and I run it the honest way. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm one of the top 5 losers in professional wrestling history. So who better to teach you how to fall?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Monday nights are the beginner's class. That's what I teach. Once I feel that I've spent enough time with you with turnbuckles, hitting the ropes, doing deals and body slams and hip tosses and arm drags, I hand you over to Roma, and Roma does, for the lack of a better term, your junior and senior year, because I'm not teaching anybody how to leapfrog and drop kick and climb the ropes.
Sure.
Since Roma's the only guy in pro wrestling history that could climb to the top rope without any hands. So,
Ooh. Okay.
that's how it's run. We're at 662 Co Avenue in East Haven, Connecticut, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Check it. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. You can look us up on YouTube. That's it. That's about it.
So you had did you have a friend of the show, Andrew Anderson, on your show last night?
Let me tell you something. Andrew Anderson is my brother. Andrew Anderson. He is such a great guy.
But I have a question for you though. Andrew seems like he can never make a decision, right? If you want to go out to have dinner with him, if you say, "Hey, let's have steak or sushi," he's kind of like,
doesn't want to offend sushi.
I don't want to offend sushi,
right,
so
right.
I don't really.
We're having fun with Andrew. Sorry. Oh my Lord.
Listen, Andrew's a really, really good guy.
Absolutely.
I love booking him. Our next show at the Cadillac Ranch is September 25th. It's a Sunday afternoon, and I want to book him again for that show.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? Here's my problem, guys. Any guys like Andrew Anderson, you know what I mean? I'm comfortable with them because they're old school.
Sure.
And Andrew could have survived very easily back in the 80s in the WWF.
Agreed. I believe so.
What I mean? So, I love being around him because it's just like talking to the boys. Listen, I miss the guys so much. I just booked Danny Davis to talk to the guys.
Okay.
I had to have Danny Davis there. You know what I mean? So, these are what I call, after the big thing with The Undertaker, where Mark Henry got really hot at me, I decided to stay with my people. I don't want to know anything after 1992. I I wasn't around. I don't know them. I don't know what the Attitude Era was. I didn't meet any of them. I don't know any of that stuff. So I just keep, after Mark Henry got hot at me, and we agreed to disagree and shook hands, I'm just keeping to my ear because, you know, I felt I was disrespected by The Undertaker, and, I was really upset because I wasn't sure. I was his debut match. I was the first guy ever wrestled.
Sure.
So, and he did the big event, and Scott Wilder, who's my promoter, had me at the big event. He's like, "Oh, Taker's in there," and I'm like, "Hey, can you tell him?" I was sitting out there like a mark for 45 minutes. Never. They said, "Can you come back? It's kind of busy." Okay, we went back after they were done, and my promoter was like, "All right, Mario would like to see him for 10 seconds, just congratulate him. He was his first match." He's like, "Yeah, I can't see him." So I was like, really? Listen, guys, here's the bottom line. Don't ever forget this. Ever. No one, nobody in the history of professional wrestling has ever been bigger than the business itself.
Yep.
No one.
Yep.
I was doing a job for Eddie one day, and Eddie, I love you. You know I do. You know I love you, Eddie. Beefcake. And he was laughing, and Hogan walked by, and he said, "Oh, Eddie, I hope you're not laughing at Eminem. I hope you're not doing that, Eddie, because the people you see on the way up are the same people you see on the way down."
Good for Hogan.
Which means, gentlemen, at the end of the day, aren't we all just jobbers?
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. You're doing a job one way or the other.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. Well done, Mr. Mancini. We want to thank you, and I hope to meet you soon. And thank you again for coming on in such short notice.
Great guest. Thanks, Mario.
Guys, listen, I never say no. I'll come on anytime.
Okay. That works.
All right, brother. God bless.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Mario. Take it easy.
All right, man.
Well, what'd you think, Farrell?
I think he was awesome. I enjoyed that very much. I didn't get to ask him, though, when he shook Mark Henry's hand, was it his hand or that hand that Mae Young gave birth to? And what is Mark Henry's business to start giving that guy shit? It's not even from your time period. Shut up. Boy, he's got a lot to say, Mark Henry. It's a good thing he's far away from me because I'd run even further away.
I'm not a big fan of Henry.
No, I'm not either. He's not a Hall of Famer. Piss off.
I honestly think he's a dope.
Yeah, he's not a
to be
Hall of
honest
Famer
with
either,
you.
in my opinion. But what do I
I
know?
will tell you something which is very funny to me. It's the guys that you never heard do a lot of mic work.
Yeah.
Boy, can
He
they
can
fucking talk.
That's right. Who
They
else?
can
Mike
talk.
Knox was like that. It's like, wait a second. Where
The
did
list is long.
It is.
All right, well, we
It
ran
is.
a little long.
Very
I want to
talented.
thank everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed Mr. Mancini and the great stories. Want to make a few announcements. We've got Greg Valentine coming into studio. We've got, I think, July 22nd. It's a Friday. We've got Tommy Rich and Ronnie Garvin
I'm psyched.
in studio.
Love Ronnie. Absolutely.
And Marty Jannetty will be making his return.
Back.
And we got a lot to talk with Marty about.
sure.
We miss Marty. He's recovering well from
Good.
his injury.
Thank God.
So we're
Okay.
glad to have him. Again, we're humbled that all of you join us. We're humbled that Mr. Mancini took time out of his own time.
Excellent.
To, to come on the show.
Good stuff.
And again, like he said, he's been under a lot of pressure this last week. Where all the McMahon haters out there, they're kind of dragging up the
right, of course,
the stuff that
this
happened
is their wet
back
dream,
in the 90s,
you know?
right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
again, who am I to judge? I have no idea. I wasn't there.
Yep.
And nor did I even want to ask that question.
There you go. There you go.
Pharaoh, anything to say?
No, just a fantastic guest. Spidey, thank you for jamming with us. Sorry we ran
By the
late.
way, Spidey,
Spidey's
way to
kicking ass.
recover off of the videos, right?
awesome.
So, guys, if you don't know, we had video but no sound.
Right.
So we opted to, you can't have an interview without
Go with sound
so
and
we
some
went,
pictures.
And Spidey, way to recover. Great job,
You're
bro.
the man, Spidey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. We appreciate you.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next Thursday. Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
Please be safe, right? And we hope to see you all.
thank you for your service on the 4th of July.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much,
I
brother.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. You got it.
And thank you all for being part of this country, and thank you for being such loyal friends of the Monty and the Pharaoh Show.
For sure. You have been watching Monty and the Pharaoh. Happy 4th of July. And until next week, later.
And thank you, Mary Mancini. Fantastic interview.